Okay, every 4 years, the entire planet loses its mind over one tournament. Billions of people, every country, one trophy. The FIFA World Cup is the biggest event humanity has ever put on. Nothing even comes close. But here's the thing nobody tells you it did not start big, it started as one guy's ridiculous dream that basically everyone said was impossible. A dream that needed a stadium built from scratch, a trophy smuggled across the sea that nobody wanted to cross. So let's talk about how the World Cup actually began. Rewind about 100 years ago. By the late 1800s, this one simple game was spreading across the world like absolute wildfire. The British wrote down the rules of football, and everywhere their sailors and workers went, the ball went too. Pretty soon, you've got factory workers in Argentina, students in Brazil, clubs all over Europe, all hooked on the same game. Football wasn't just a British thing anymore, it belonged to everybody. But there was one problem everybody played, and nobody could say who was actually the best. For a while, the Olympics tried to settle it. Football became an Olympic event. Countries went for gold. But the Olympics had this one annoying rule amateurs only, no professionals allowed. By the 1920s, the best players in the world were all getting paid, so the generation's greatest football players on the planet were straight up locked out, which mean the Olympics could never really crown a world champion. Football needed its own thing. No rules about who's in, who's out, just the best versus the best. Now rewind a little further to 1904. A quiet room in Paris. 7 countries saw this coming. France, Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. And they teamed up to run the sport the world loved. They called it the Federation International Football Association, aka FIFA. And FIFA had a wild goal unite the entire planet under one game and maybe just maybe, one giant world tournament. But dreaming about a World Cup and actually pulling one off, two very different things. Which brings us to the guy who made it all happen, Julius Rimet. Rimet was French, a lawyer, and completely obsessed with football. He genuinely believed this game could do something no politician ever could bring the whole world together in peace. In 1921, he becomes FIFA president. And this man has one obsession a real World Cup. Every nation invited, pros, amateurs, everybody. People told him he was crazy. It's too expensive. It's too far. Countries will never travel across the world just to kick a ball. Rimet, he did not care. 1928, a FIFA meeting in Amsterdam, and Rimet finally gets his win. FIFA votes yes. We're making our own world championship, separate from the Olympics, open to everyone. The first ever World Cup will be held in 1930. One tiny problem left, though. Where in the world do you even hold the first one? And the answer caught everybody off guard. Not England, not France, not some giant European superpower. The first World Cup was going to a tiny country in South America, Uruguay, a country with fewer people than the city of London. So why Uruguay? Well, there was 3 reasons. 1, they were the best on earth. 2, the timing. 1930 was Uruguay's 100th birthday as a country. What a way to celebrate. And 3, the part that sealed the deal. Uruguay made an offer nobody could turn down. We'll build a brand new stadium, and we'll pay for everyone to get here. FIFA said, yes, please. And then the problem that almost killed the whole thing. It's 1930. To get from Europe to Uruguay, no hopping on a plane. You take a boat. And not a quick one. We're talking weeks at sea, crossing the entire Atlantic Ocean. So Europe's biggest team, they opted out. England refused to come. Italy, no. Germany, no. Spain, no. Too far, too long, and too expensive. Just 2 months before kickoff, it's looking like the first World Cup might have 0 teams from Europe. But Rimet was not letting his dream die. He pushed, he begged, he convinced. And finally, 4 brave squads said, fine, let's go. France, Belgium, Romania, and Yugoslavia. They pile into a steamboat called Conte Verde, and Rimet climbs aboard too, with the shiny new trophy literally packed in his suitcase, carrying it across the ocean himself. July 13th, 1930, it's on. 13 teams, 2 continents, first ever FIFA World Cup kicks off. And a French dude named Lucien Laurent scores the very first World Cup goal in history. The brand new stadium, Estadio Centenario, is packed with fans who have never seen anything like it. Team after team gets knocked out until only 2 teams are left standing. And of course, it's the 2 biggest rivals in South America, Uruguay versus Argentina. July 30th, 1930, the first World Cup final ever. Tens of thousands of people cram into that stadium. It's so intense they literally are searching fans for weapons. Argentina takes the lead at halftime, but Uruguay, in front of their own people, in their 100th birthday year, they come roaring back. Goal, another, another. Final score, Uruguay 4, Argentina 2. Uruguay are your first champions of the world. That trophy Remet hauled across the ocean gets lifted into the sky and the whole country floods the streets. So yeah, it started with just 13 teams, 1 boat, and a stadium. And today, the little tournament is the most watched event on the entire planet. Billions of people, hundreds of countries fighting just to qualify. All of it because one guy believed a simple game could bring the entire world together. And he was crazy enough to carry that dream across the ocean and prove it. And that is how the World Cup began.